guys, welcome back. Drip and Farm for Poverty. I'm your host, Drip Coach, and let's jump right into it. So today, bringing you some alpha, but we don't really know too much about it. So that seems to be the common theme in the Drip ecosystem. Things being teased for 2024 and community picking up the fumbled ball from previous Drip developers. So this is coming from Hustleman Matt and his team, the same ones that brought you Kitchen Sink, Pulse Strip, Burn Swap, Hustle in Crypto, and the Bandit project. So this is the latest, and I'm gonna give you some additional insight that could be even more bullish than this initial alpha drop for the community. So that's what we got on that. We got Drip is back in 2024 and a blue dragon. The year of the dragon brings forth the evolution of Drip. So not only are they utilizing the year of the dragon with the symbol that they showed, but it's actually year of the dragon because of the Chinese horoscope. Now, you guys know that I've been living in Cambodia for the last 7 years, and they do tie in with the Chinese New Year. So they celebrate Chinese New Year, Khmer New Year, and even Western New Year. But I want to say probably Chinese might be a tie for importance in the country of Cambodia. Of course, they celebrate their own Chinese Khmer New Year, but Chinese New Year definitely gets a lot of recognition as well. And it follows a bunch of different animals for their different years. So dragon is the 2024 Chinese calendar. In the horoscope, the dragon represents authority, prosperity, and good fortune. So those who were born in the year of the dragon are known for their captivating demeanor, distinct personality, and strong leadership. 2024 dragon will bring luck, wealth, and power, and strong leadership skills and attractive personality, based off the 12 Chinese zodiac signs. So it's interesting that they picked that, and it's interesting that Hustleman Matt and his team, I guess, have been holding this under their hat, or working on it, I should say. Working on it, and then it's aligning with all of this. Now, I don't know what this is. None of us know what this is. There has not been any additional information on this, but something that is interesting. Wait, before we get to that, so they just announced this. It's been maybe about 18 hours or so earlier today. 21 hours. There it is right there. And they got 231 followers there. And then we'll go to their Telegram. But DripX.win has recently been purchased with Namecheap. So I believe that is the domain. That's coming from this Telegram group. So nobody's told me that. This is just implied that it belongs to them, but there's been no alpha leaks. When we come over to the Telegram, what we can see is that, very interestingly enough, let me show you guys. And actually, I'll go to my group because somebody pointed that out, so it's even easier for me to pop in here and show it from this perspective. So somebody caught this alpha before anybody else, and I never said anything, but where is it? It was here. So Mio, DripX, a Titan X fork. Nobody knows, so you're just speculating. And then he said Coach and Ray, both admins in DripX. And somebody's trying to figure out, they said it's gonna be bigger than Cap and Tony. Shout out to the Avengers. And he showed a screenshot here. Drip Coach, Change 360 administrator, and Ray, Bartertown administrator. So somebody else is in here like, hey, you might want to check the username and match and all that stuff. But just let you guys know that is indeed 100% legit. Hustleman Matt did give me admin rights in the group, and you can see it there. And I think it shows up. I don't know how it shows up. Yeah, if I go to administrators, let's see. Where can I see that? Forgot already. Well, I'm drawing a blank of how to pull that up, and I can't see it when I'm logged in with me. But it is, no cap, that is me. I am an admin in the group. And Hustleman Matt reached out to me to talk about this project, and then I also was asking him about some other stuff that I want to bring up, and I told him I'd share that transparently, and it's about the kitchen sink. So let's move over to the kitchen sink because it's by the same people. And again, you know, my channel is dedicated, I should say, to the drip community. And of course, empowering the impoverished by helping them find financial freedom through crypto assets. And hopefully this bull run will help us do that. But when we talk about the kitchen sink, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about how this project has been performing. And my latest speculation was that it would surpass both the Fountain and PancakeSwap DEX total by the end of the month, but it looks like it'd be closer than that. So right now you're sitting at about 15.8 million. We're rounded up to 16 on these two, and we're sitting at 13.7. So I think we'll get there maybe at the 3 month mark. So kitchen sink launched on October 12th, and I believe by January 12th we might pass that. So that would literally be 3 months and give us about 15 million in total drip. And that's based off of the 1 million per day that's being minted, and the bulk of that moving into the kitchen sink. So by no stretch of the word are they not performing. They are kicking ass and taking names, and this is amazing to see a team like this do something like this. Now, that being said, there was a question posed by one of the developers in the Drip community, and I wanted to bring that up because I mentioned that with Hustleman Matt. So I put this post. I said here, this is a quote from him, from one of the developers, and it says, I would add way more caution to wrap drip kitchen sink because wrap drip supply is going to have way less liquidity relative to drip supply. So with that in mind, it will reach a tipping point much quicker. And what exactly is a tipping point? The TVL growth reaches a maximum threshold before it starts declining. When you see that happening, you want to get your capital out ASAP before it reaches zero. Also, another thing to caution about with all the kitchen sink contracts is that the code itself are not available to read, so they are impossible for anyone to audit. So one has to think about the implications of that. An obvious threat is that there could be code to exist for the creator to drain the TVL. And not so obvious threat is these contracts could be written in a way where there are subtle advantages where only a select few addresses could benefit. For example, these addresses could get higher APR, or they could have no claim restrictions. In this way, these advantages would add no suspicion. The only way to measure against this is for people to query and observe every transaction on the blockchain and analyze the data to ensure that it's doing what it says it's doing. But for such a small project like this, no one is going to do that. So how would you address the questions posed in the above message? Reference to kitchen sinks. That's my question to him. But this came from a developer. This is great to have people in the community that are dotting the I's and crossing the T's and asking these tough questions. And then it's also good that Hustleman Matt is willing to address this, right? So what this developer mentioned is that since the contracts are not public, he can't audit them. Like the public can't audit them and check the code. But Hustleman Matt said that they have been audited multiple times and they come from their Bandit project. So he keeps them close to the chest because he doesn't want anybody forking the project. And I told him I was going to share his response. So this is exactly what he said. He said, kitchen sink contracts have indeed been audited multiple times. It's not a new contract by any means, as we've used it in the Bandit project and with the Pulse Drip Garden. So the evolution of the kitchen sink contract is almost 2 years old. The reason it's not verified / viewable is because we had a number of other teams look to piggyback off our work and multiple requests for us to do this style contract for other projects. I'm not going to allow someone else to easily fork something that we spent countless resources to make successful. So I can respect that. And I'm not going to go through the rest of the messages because I just wanted to share his response, but I can see both sides. So in the blockchain, the whole reason we have Bitcoin is because it's trustless and verifiable. That's what allowed us to get out from underneath the thumb of the fiat system and that debt slave management of TradFi. So without that trustless system and without that transparency of the blockchain, we would not be here. Now, on the flip side of that, you have people like Hustleman Matt and his team that want to protect kind of like your copyright and your patents, right? So you want to create things, and at the same time, you want to protect them and not just get exploited or have someone copy and paste everything you're doing. But also, again, on the flip side, back to the other side of the coin, having things open source like Toyota and Tesla does with their patents allows for innovation. And one of my mentors, Tom Bilyeu, says there's always room for number one. And this is also something I follow within my business, as well as my other mentor now, Alex Hormozy, is that you have to be willing. Oh, I can't say you have to, but I resonate with people that are willing to put their work out there and have competition at the expense of copy paste mentality, because they're willing to put in the work that others aren't. And what I mean by that is if you have something that you have to 100% protect and your only advantage is that you're first or that nobody else has figured it out, then eventually you're going to get run over. However, if your advantage is that you are going to provide the best customer service, the best support, the best community engagement, honesty, transparency, and all these things, then you have nothing to worry about in the realm of someone copying it and running off with it. Now, I mentioned all this stuff, man, Matt, in his defense, and he's right as well. We're at a stage in crypto where it's still very much degen jumping on the next shiny object. I do believe as we move forward, and we've already seen it from the previous cycles, slowly but surely people are looking to hodl and find trusted projects to stick with. Like, we don't like jumping on the next shiny thing. We just keep doing that because got wrecked in one, or that's the nature of the game, and the only way to win is to be first. So I think eventually, once massive adoption comes, people will find their preferred, cell phone provider, their preferred smartphone provider, their preferred clothing brand. Like there are people that just stick with things because it's tried and true. And I believe crypto will definitely get there, just like your sports teams. No matter how many times they lose, how many times they get a bad coach or people get injured, you stick with them. And I believe crypto will be there, especially DeFi, sometime, maybe even in this next cycle, dare I say it. So I just wanted to bring that transparency to you guys because it's good to have people asking these kind of questions. And then it's also good to have devs willing to entertain those questions. So I'm definitely going to support whatever DripX is, because it sounds like from what Hustleman Matt told me, it is to support Drip. So unlike Pulse Drip, which was, a fork in something created for the community, there's no direct support for Drip. Kitchen Sink does directly support Drip. And it seems as though now this new project will as well. We can speculate on what it will do, but nobody knows for certain. And I believe it's going to be a short time wait for this announcement on what it actually is. But as of right now, this is all we got. And again, shout out to him for taking that step forward. This is something I mentioned multiple times, that if we are to actually see the Drip price or Drip token appreciate, then there needs to be a bridge built between the community. And so far, nobody else has been willing to do that. I've mentioned this time and time again. Even the Warren finance team, even though it's not Drip, they connected a bunch of the Drip community influencers, but not all. And it doesn't directly support Drip. So going into this bull run, whatever this is, I think this is a step in the right direction. And I'm hoping for the best. But like I told Hustleman Matt, all I'm going to do is be transparent and honest. So if I see some nefarious things going on in the background, I will call them out. But I have tried to bury the hatchet, so to speak, and move on. It is 2024, new year. So let's see what happens. But I'm definitely still 10 toes down for the Drip community. Not anything Forex has put together. I used to support Forex Projects, but I do not anymore. So Eric, I think that's the other developer. So let's see what happens with this. I urge you guys to join the Telegram, join the Twitter, to follow it. 804 members in less than 24 hours. That is not bad. Let's see what happens with this and what all the hype is going to be about. But if any of his past projects are any indicator of what he can do in the future, and one would assume it would be better and more improved because you learn and the space develops. So this is proof of concept, in my humble opinion, right here. And that's no small feat. 13.7 million in less than 3 months. And all his other projects are doing quite well also. So, all right, that's all I got for this. Hope that provided some value, some insight, some clarity, and maybe a little sprinkle of hopium for 2024, the year of the dragon. If it did, smash that HBO special, help a brother out, like, subscribe, comment down below, and until next time, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See ya. Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? SPRITZ Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.